Welcome back to the BA podcast. We're here in Las Colinas, outside of Dallas at the Ritz-Carlton. The fourth quarter already, BA event. I have Dr. Kiran here, also AKA known as Dr. Calm. What's happening?
Hi.
Great to see you.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you so much for joining me today, man.
My pleasure.
Yeah, and you said you're new to BA, right?
Totally.
And I haven't heard of you yet, which is now I get to learn about you, and I have a lot of questions, and I'm very curious about what you're doing. I love this concept of being calm, though. Cool, collected. That's what they say, right?
That is what it is.
But mainly for health reasons for me.
Yes.
And most people don't talk about that. They
Right.
talk about being able to navigate the world calm, cool, and collected, but they don't really talk about the health aspect of it.
Right.
That's what you're focused on, right?
Yes, I am.
Yeah. So tell us about that. What's gotten your focus? Like, how did you get focused on calm?
It was many years ago, 18 years ago, 2007, when my world was falling apart.
Yeah.
Severe stress. I didn't know what to do. And during that time, accidentally, serendipitously, I stumbled upon some teachings and techniques that brought instant calm to my life.
Wow.
Instant, I mean instant.
Yeah. Most people are looking for instant too.
Right. And wow, how is it even possible? Not only instant calm, but I started feeling joyful. And I looked around and none of the circumstances around me changed. And yet, how am I feeling happy? That is when many miracles happened in my life over the next few months. And I realized the power of calmness. Calmness is the catalyst for success, for happiness, for health, for relationships, and every good thing that you're looking for in your life. And so I made my mission to spread calmness.
And so what was going on in your life at the time? What brought it to a head?
Yeah. I was doing my master's in public health at the time. And prior to that, I was in India and I did my med school there. And I came to America with the dream of becoming a doctor here. Mm-hmm. And I was preparing, I wrote my exams, I did my interviews and want to get into what is called a residency program.
Yep.
And then 3 months prior, like the residency program started in July. And 3 months prior, in April, I came to know that I didn't get in.
Oh.
And that is after 2 years of lots of hard work. I aced at my exams. My scores are like 95, 99. And I thought I'm a smart guy. I thought I'm a good guy, and I work hard. And what happened? And now all the money ran out, whatever I have. And I'm in a stage where if I don't succeed, my visa would expire because my master's is coming to an end. And then I would have to go back home to India as a failure. And I started looking for answers. I asked people, like, what do I do? No one knows the answer. And in that process, I was reading books. And again, that didn't really give me anything. And then in that process, when I found this calmness, a series of things happened, miracles, where in those 3 months, I was able to reverse the failure, able to get into my residency. I got my visa. Everything changed literally. And it's an amazing story. It is going to take 2 to 3 hours to really share, dive deep. But yes, that's what happened.
Well, they didn't teach you this in medical school? How important calmness is?
Even now, they don't.
Right.
That's my mission.
Right.
I want to bring this to my own folks, colleagues, doctors.
Yeah.
And also I want to help entrepreneurs, every single person on this earth, actually.
Right. So what transpired over that 3 months right after that? Some of the things, like you said, you got at your residency. What changed to get your residency, though?
What changed? Yeah. So I'll share this story, actually, how I found it, and then lead to where I went with it. Mm-hmm. And like I said, in April 2007, I was going crazy. And after a month of searching and reading and this and that, nothing was working. And then I was at an all-time low point, at that time in my life. And I was searching on internet. Nothing available to really help you. Then I happened to be on intranet in the university. I was at West Virginia University, Morgantown.
Okay. Yeah.
Great university, lots of good professors. And then I found someone, a professor, it popped up, teaching stress and resilience.
Oh, yeah.
I said, you know what? I need her now.
Yeah.
So I literally went. It's 2:50 p.m. in the afternoon. I remember still the time. Went and knocked on the door. And the secretary came out and I asked, can I speak to Professor Judith Sedgman? Do you know her? No, I don't know. I just found her on internet. So, and then she said, okay, sit down. After a couple of minutes, the professor came out and I quickly blurted out all the problems I have on my mind and said, I'm going crazy, I need help. It's okay, calm down. And I was thinking, how do I calm down? My world is falling apart. It's all right. Things will work out. I said, okay. But I had to go teach a class now. I said, So, but she said, okay, I'm going to give you some reading material. Go read. I'm going to give you some audio, listen to it, and then we'll talk later. With heavy-heartedness, I said, okay, I'll go back. So I took that stuff, went back to my dorm, slowly walking. And then I would try to read the material. I couldn't. My mind couldn't focus.
Yeah.
I said, okay, I'm going to listen to the audio. And started listening to it. And somewhere down the lane, 5 minutes, I started feeling peaceful. Wow, this feels good. After months of crazy thoughts, as if someone vacuumed out all those negative thoughts using a vacuum cleaner.
Right.
As if someone pushed a brake on a Ferrari that is running 1,000,000 miles per second. Like that, my mind came to a stop. I felt this peace, void, what I want to call it. I said, good. Okay, I want to continue. I was continuing.
Wait a minute, what was it though that she was saying? What was it that...
It talks about how our mind works, our thoughts work, our consciousness, and how that relates to our feelings, to simply put,
Yeah.
And then I continued, and 5 minutes later, I started feeling joyful. It's like, what? None of the circumstances changed around me, and I am feeling joyful? Yeah. Something must be wrong with me. So I immediately put down the audio because I was afraid. Was I going crazy? So, and then by the time it's already 3 o'clock or the class was done, after an hour. So I called my professor. She picked up the phone and then I explained to her, hey, this is what happened in the past hour. And she said, no, you're not going crazy. That's fine. You just accessed your inner peace, inner joy, what we call innate health.
Yeah.
Oh, so nothing wrong with me? Oh, nothing wrong with you. You're fine. So, and for the next 2 weeks, I was the most happiest man on the earth, even though I still had the same challenges and problems.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the next day, I went out with a friend for dinner. She's also a university student. Her and her husband were there. And they gave me a small book on meditation. And I never meditated before that. I tried meditating before that once and I failed.
I thought that, and this is just me being naive, I thought like they bring Indian kids up meditating. Everybody in India meditates.
Yeah, I hope so. No. No. Maybe
Ayurvedic medicine and
maybe 500 years ago.
No. Okay. Yeah.
Not anymore.
Yeah.
So, and then I said, okay, I was ready to do anything at that time in my life.
Yeah.
I said, okay, I'll go home. So I came home. It was like 8 p.m., 8:30 p.m. at night. And the first thing was, okay, I'm going to sit down. I opened the book, started reading a little bit about the meditation technique. And after 10 minutes, okay, I'm going to do it. I sat down on the floor. 5 to 10 minutes into it, I felt something different.
Yeah.
Relaxing, peaceful. Wow, this feels good. No, not only that. Now, what happened after that is something very interesting, intriguing. Now it is not intriguing to me anymore.
Right.
But at that time,
Yeah.
so what happened after that? I went to school next day. I was doing my master's, and then I went to the department where I work and where I study, and people were nicer to me, kinder to me, and they were supportive of whatever I'm trying to do. It's like, this is quite a big change.
There's a shift.
From normal shift.
Yeah.
And circumstances started changing around me. And in that series of decisions that I made at the time, I was following my inner guidance, intuition. Of course, I was working hard, I was doing all the stuff, but I was following this inner guidance, gut feeling, whatever you want to call it. It led me from one thing to another thing to another thing over the next 3 months, where I secured the spot that I needed to.
Yeah.
All problems solved.
Yeah. I have a saying, I say it all the time, everything always works out for me.
Yes.
And I believe it.
Yes.
And to the degree you believe that, it will.
Right.
But that comes from this calm, non-reactive
Right.
mode that I'm in now.
Yes.
I wasn't always like that.
Yeah.
I was very reactive.
I understand. Yeah, we always at one point of time.
Everything was like, oh man, and playing victim. Like, why is it happening to me? That son of a gun, blaming people, this and that.
Right.
But when you start to really center yourself, and then you start to create this identity of a person that's just calm, cool, and collected, your emotion, you stay up in the high end of the emotion tone scale.
Right.
Which is a constructive condition.
Right.
Versus state versus destructive state.
Yes.
So when you were in that mode, when you prior to going and talking to that professor, you were in that bottom half of the emotional tone scale, and everything's destructive.
Right.
And chaotic.
True. Low mood.
Yeah. Yeah. And so I've seen this over and over again. And
Yes.
and I see when you start to get into this state where you were once you started doing the breath work and understanding how your mind works, there's an energetic field that actually goes out and resonates with the right people, and the right people start coming into your life.
Right.
And things start to happen that you can't explain otherwise.
You cannot.
But the how doesn't matter. You don't care because it's working.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes, it's working. And I know exactly how it works too.
Yeah.
For those people who want to understand.
Yeah. Give us the breakdown.
Sure. So what happens is, when you're in that calm state, your ego dissolves. And your ego is the one that creates barriers.
Yeah.
Your ego creates barriers around you. The way you perceive things and the way other people perceive you, and you don't let them in. You don't let the opportunities come in.
Yep.
You are in a self-destructive mode when you are egoistic, essentially.
Yeah.
When you're in that state of deep calmness that dissolves your ego and that opens the infinite potential within you, around you, you become one with the infinite.
Yep.
So now automatically the flow is established. Right people, right circumstances, right opportunities all come to you. That is the reason I call calmness is the catalyst for success.
Yeah, it's huge, man. And the right people come in, the right opportunities come in. But then when you're not doing something right and you're misaligned or you're off track, something comes your way that seems like back in your old state would be an adversity, like a setback, all this other stuff. But you realize when you're in this state that, oh, wait a minute, it's just some data that I need to collect.
Right.
And then you just readjust.
Right.
And that once you have that understanding, you're unstoppable.
Right. And when you are in the low state, what happens when you get that opportunity, you may not even recognize it.
Yeah. You're too busy worrying about the things you don't have. And how about gratitude? Where's gratitude play a role in all this?
Huge role.
Yeah. And by the way, before you go into this, I just want to point out,
Sure.
You wrote this book called Calm in the Midst of Chaos, and you guys can get this, I assume, on Amazon?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, so check that book out. And one other one here, The Mantra of Peaceful Politics, 7 Prescriptions by Dr. Calm. You can check that out on Amazon as well. I just want to make sure we get that in. So talk about gratitude, Dr. Calm.
Absolutely. Every day, when I wake up and when I see my patients, and sometimes I see patients with lots of medical problems, young people in 20s with Crohn's disease or some other autoimmune problem or something else. And that really humbles me and really realize, I'm healthy. I have 2 hands, 2 legs, 2 eyes. Everything is working. What else do you need in life?
So true.
Being alive, just being healthy, that's enough. Everything else is a bonus.
Yeah.
When you realize that, you have so much power now. You're not anymore in a negative state. You're in such a positive state, being grateful. And every person that you're interacting, everything that comes in your way, you're like, okay, all right, another person, another challenge, whatever it is, that's a bonus. Mm-hmm. Let's keep doing it.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
And at the end of the day, we do not carry any money, wealth with us when we leave the earth.
That's right. That's right. I mean, it's not ours in the first place. You think it's yours.
Right.
It's really not. It's designed to flow.
Right.
Just like any kind of energy. Right.
Absolutely.
And so you wrote books and you're out speaking, I assume now? Not just practicing. What kind of medicine do you practice, by the way?
I have a concierge practice in La Jolla in California. And I combine internal medicine, functional medicine, and stress management together.
Okay.
And the reason why I do this is I have practiced almost 15 to 20 years in traditional format, and I have helped thousands of people with insurances and all that,
Right.
But a time came where I feel like I need to spend that quality time for an hour. Sometimes I spend 90 minutes with a patient to really dive deep into their health, not only physical health, mental health,
right,
spirituality if needed, if they want it, everything put together, root cause of disease like functional medicine, all that put together so that I can solve their problems.
Because most times in a medical field, you're just a number and you just move through. Move through.
That is what insurance dictates. You
the
got to
PA
see a
comes
patient.
in, maybe the nurse comes in, a PA comes in, and it's like you see him for like 2 seconds. Right. And you're transforming that. So
yes.
I love that. And so why get out and build a brand now though? What's the benefit of that for you?
I have been building this brand for almost 12 to 13 years now.
Yeah.
So in 2012, I envision a global change that I'm going to be part of, that I'm going to lead. I wrote down my mission at the time because I went through so much stress in my life in those 2007 to 2012 region. And I came out of all of that because of the principles and techniques, what I teach now. And I put together into a system that is simple for everyone. My experience was sporadic. Mm-hmm. And I kind of trying to figure out this, that, and I put together.
Chaos.
And I found calm in the midst of chaos. And then I said, I don't want this to be just a sporadic experience. I want this to be a systematic experience that anyone can replicate and solve the stress problem for this world. So that is when I founded Stress-Free Revolution. I mean it. And I wrote down my mission statement. I want to alleviate the suffering of humanity, and I want to raise the global happiness index.
Love it. So where can people go deeper to find out more about this?
They can go to my website, drcalm.world.
.world?
Yeah, .world. Or they can simply type in Dr. Calm and my name, Kiran Dintyala, and I'm going to come up. And the why I'm doing this essentially is I know what suffering means. And there are so many people who are suffering, depressed, suicides, health problems, this and that. And stress is a root cause of all the suffering. Health problems, financial problems, relationship problems, you name one.
Yeah, that's so true.
If I can bring calm into people's lives, they'll get everything that they need in their life.
I love it. Dr. Calm, thank you so much for joining us today on the BA Podcast.
My
love what
pleasure.
you're doing, man. Love what you're doing.
Thank you.
All right, guys, that's this episode of the BA Podcast. Make sure you hit the follow or subscribe button at the top of your favorite podcast platform. Keep coming back and checking out the amazing guests that we have here. All members of BA. You should check out BA as well. Consider being a member if you're an entrepreneur or founder. And until next time.